Welcome to our discussion of campus and location, an important lookup code in the Alexio database. I'm in administration, codes, and I'm specifically focusing in on the lookup code for campus/location. If you don't have campuses, you really probably only need one thing listed here, which would be main campus, or whatever designation you would like to give it. You would want to set that as your default, and that's really all you would need to worry about. Those that have multiple campuses, you're going to have to make a decision about which one should be the default. And you don't have to have one at all, so you could leave it as no default. But it is important to think about that, because if not, and you don't put anything in, somebody's going to be listed as unknown in their campus designation. We'll take a look at campus designation in the people area. On the General Info tab, you will see campus location, and these options will mirror what you have in that administration lookup code area. Another place that you will see campus, and that will become an important factor, is as you are defining your events, and really the pre-setup before you ever define an event, one of the things you'll need to do is identify a room where events can happen, and obviously multiple rooms. But as you can see, you can denote and break down room structuring based on campus location. You do that in the Edit Rooms area. Once you're in Edit Rooms, you'll identify room names, and then you can associate rooms with campuses. You can also use campus location as a criteria for restricting who can see an event, who can attend an event. You would navigate to the Attending tab, people matching this criteria. One of your filtering options would be by campus. I'm now in the Setup area for groups. The same thing would apply to classes and ministries as well. There is no designation on a group that it is particularly associated with a particular campus. It is a good idea to organize your group naming in some way that campus, if you are a multi-campus church, is a part of your naming designation. As you can see, in my case, I am designating the campus location first and then some other details. So you certainly want to give some thought to, as you define both ministries and groups, that you would identify somehow through naming convention that they're associated with a particular campus. Another important location where campus is a factor is in entering contributions. When you enter contributions, you're selecting a person. That person has a campus designation, as we've already seen, in their people record. So when you run contribution reports, and if you would like to run those contribution reports and filter out and designate people by campus, one option is to just use that pre-existing designation on each person's record. What that does not accomplish is if indeed somebody physically attended a location and therefore then donated, and it's different than the one that's designated on their people record. That certainly does happen, and if it's important for you to know the exact dollar amount that came in at a campus, and in most cases that is the case, you're going to use your tagging system to do that. Your tag can be a designation of campus, as I am doing. I have Mannheim, that is one of my campus locations. It can also, though, be more specific. It could be Mannheim, first hour. So thereby you're designating both the campus location and the service hour in which it was given. When it's time to report and narrow things down by campus, in many cases you're going to see campus exist as a preloaded filter. So I've selected the household attendance report here, and I'm seeing a quick filter, and my quick filter is campus. This is an attendance report that looks at an event. Events are associated with campuses, and that's how it's running this particular report. You have to be careful to note what it's looking at. Is the report looking back to the people screen and the designation on a person's record, or is it looking to the event? Where did this event take place? You can ascertain that by starting, as we've talked about in our reporting class, starting by reading what the report does, and then sometimes it just takes some trial and error to figure out what exactly is it looking back at. In some cases, the report you select does not give a campus as a quick filter, doesn't offer any quick filters at all in this case, but you can always use your field chooser skills, and we have a class on Field Chooser, running reports with Field Chooser. And you can use campus location on the report. And you can then filter on that. So if I select campus location here, and I want to filter my report on it, I would just need to simply add a filter string, and I can filter on any of the fields that the particular report is pulling. And in my case, I would select campus location, and I can get very specific and say equals, and then select the campus I'm looking for. In this case, it would run everybody who's associated with the Ephrata campus. In this instance, it is looking to the person record, the people record, rather than the event, as we saw in the household attendance report. Well, that's it for our discussion of campus. We appreciate you watching this Alexio short course.